Hey everybody, it's Shamika. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. I appreciate your support. So let's talk about virtual addresses. This is probably the biggest question that I get asked a lot, and I wanted to give you guys some options so that you know that you are not stuck with using your home address when you are trying to get your business set up. All right. Now, there are some people who set up their business and they use their home address. Why? Because you probably didn't plan. You went out and got that business. You weren't even thinking about an address. So now you're going to have to double back once you get an address and correct your state, Secretary of State's address with your LLC or your incorporation. You're going to have to update that address with IRS if you already got your EIN number. And if you gotten anything else with it as a bank account, or if you already signed up to get your DUNS number, you need to go back and change that address ASAP as soon as you get a virtual address. Now, this is the pandemic. Nobody has time to go out and get buildings all the time because, well, some of us don't even need it. We can work out of our homes or it is more budget friendly to work from home. So how can you get away with doing a virtual address and still get business credit? Well, that's very easy. Although you can easily be found on a Google search, that doesn't mean that everybody you apply for credit with is going to search you. They don't really care. The majority of the retail credit cards or credit cards that you would get like your American Expresses or Chase, they don't necessarily care so much to go and Google Earth you to see where you are, to know that you have a actual brick and mortar location or not. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I do. I actually pay for a rental service to actually use an address. Now, this address I do have mail come to, and I suggest you do the same thing. You can use a storage facility. There are a lot of storage facilities that are now allowing you to use an address so that you can use that as, your business address. I prefer to actually have a address that comes with a box because I just don't want people all in my business. And you guys are probably going to feel the same way. There are some places that will allow you just to use the address and mail comes there. And that's cool. But how can you ensure that they're separating you from the 20, 30 other people? And if you're like me, you don't want somebody to mistakenly get your mail. That just makes me go, poof, okay? I get mad about that because that's my own personal stuff, and you need to keep my stuff separated from everybody else, okay? So if you feel that you are not getting that, you go into a place that they just are letting you use the address, you don't want that. Get an address with a box that comes with a key that is yours so that you know that it's yours and you got the protection and the privacy, all right? But you can use a storage place. You can use your local UPS office, okay? And UPS is the brown truck. We're not talking about the USPS, we're talking about the brown truck. They are very expensive, okay? I'm not even gonna lie to you. They're probably the most expensive out of all of them, but I will tell you what I do like because I also have one of those. I like the fact that if anybody comes and delivers a package to them, I know for a fact they are not going to reject the package and send it away like some other places will. UPS knows that, hey, they are a shipping and mailing facility. So this is a part of what they do all the time. You're guaranteed to get all of your packages. All right. So that's the plus, and there also is the downside. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for, and you also have to do what your pockets allow you to do. Now, mind you, all of this is writable. You can all not writable. Excuse me. It is all. You can all write this off on your taxes. Okay. So even though you are paying this amount of money, that doesn't mean anything. You can write it off on your taxes. So that's a good thing. So essentially, you're not paying as much as you think you are because you're going to write it off later. But if you're looking at what you're paying right now, it is kind of costly. I can tell you every 6 months it's almost $200. It's quite expensive. And I do have a very small box, but that's just how it goes. But I do feel good knowing that I can get large packages and I can show up at any time and it is going to be there. All right. Did you know you can use a FedEx location? A lot of FedEx locations also allow you to use their mailing address. They also allow you to rent the box. The same thing with FedEx. They will hold your mail. Why? Because that is a part of what they do all the time, right? This is something that they added that's a little additional service for their customers. People are getting smarter now. They're starting to see that, hey, everybody's starting to get into this business credit thing. How can I get into it? And that's what these companies are doing. They are allowing you to do what you need to do to further your dreams, but at the same time, they're doing stuff to keep money in their pocket so their company can continue to grow. But did you know that the USPS, and we are talking about the regular post office, you can also use them for your business credit. Now, I know you've probably heard before, you can't use them for your business credit, and that's true. You can't use them for the business credit if you use your P.O. box address, but you can use it if you use the actual street address as the post office facility. Now, this is something that you actually have to fill out an application for. It is an additional fee on top of what you would pay for your normal mailbox, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to go and get issued your regular post office box. You can pick whatever size you want to. You could choose the smallest. I think probably for the year, it might be, I don't know, $60, $70 if I'm not mistaken for the year. And then you let the rep know that you want to actually use the street address that the post office uses, okay? Now, here is a caveat, all right? Couple things. One, you cannot use the post office street address on any legal forms, okay? So if you are putting down, say you're going through a divorce or something like that, and you put down that your business physical address is the address that you use for the post office, well, that is fraud because that is not true. That is a lie. You can say that your mailing address is that address, but not your physical address. So you cannot use it where it asks you where is your physical location, and you also should not use it on any legal forms. Why? Because they don't want you to say legal stuff. Also, to the post office, usually it is they would say sometimes not safe unless you put like a certain type of insurance and all that kind of stuff, but we're not even going to get onto that. We just do not want you to use it on any legal forms or anywhere that you have to list that it's your physical address, because it's not true. That is not your physical address, all right? But the good part is that doesn't matter when it comes to business credit. All they need is a mailing address that you use, not your physical address. That is not what counts. It counts as for the mailing address. So you can use the USPS and use their actual street address. Now, again, you do have to pay additional for that. You also will use whatever their street address is, but you still have to and will always have to include your P.O. box number, because that's the only way they're going to know that it's you. All right. So you are getting out of using P.O. box, but you still will put 123 anywhere street hashtag and the number of your P.O. box so they know that it belongs to you. Now, you will also have to sign a form that gives them the right to accept packages on your behalf. But here goes where the downside is. USPS employees, and if you're watching, I'm sorry, but some of you guys have the worst attitudes ever, okay? And when mail comes for someone, we need to make sure that you guys are going to accept the mail, all right? There are little lines you don't want to cross. You might come across someone that just doesn't know, or someone who just doesn't care, or have not been informed properly, and they reject your package. Well, if they reject your package and it's damaged, they are not going to be responsible for it. You are. So if you do try to use the USPS box and use their street address, please make sure that they understand that you want them to accept your packages and that you want to sign the release form to leave your signature on file so that they can accept it, and they are going to be liable, right? So that means they can't just take your box that you get from Amazon and leave it out in the hallway. They have to actually put it in the back where they put all the mail, so that way when you come in, you can go and request it, that they give it to you, because you obviously may not have a box big enough to store that package. So that is how you're going to get it. Now, I am a little leery about using the USPS just because of their employees, not necessarily because of the street address thing. I think that's great. It's cheaper if you guys are trying to do something budget friendly. If you're never going to have anything mailed there other than paper mail, if you're not going to have any packages, then using that is smart. It's a very cheap and affordable way. Yes, if somebody were to Google Earth you, they're going to see that you have your address is at a post office location, but that doesn't really matter because remember, you're going to use your P.O. box number so that they know that it belongs to you. It's no different than what you do at UPS, no different than what you do at FedEx or storage unit or any of those postal places that you can go to. PostNet, some of those places allow you to rent boxes as well. So I just wanted you guys to know that there's a much cheaper version just by going through the USPS, but you need to make sure you talk to those employees just to make sure that they're informed that you want to have your mail kept there and not sent back. All right. So I am going to attach that form below. All you got to do is read the first page, so it gives you the instructions so that you know what you can and cannot do. Make sure that you're just aware of, everything. It's not that much. It's only maybe if you take out the spaces, it's probably half a page worth of stuff for you to read. And then the second page is where you just sign up and you get your post office box. Now, if you happen to close and this doesn't work out for you and you don't want that street address, you will have to send in 2 forms of change of address and 2 forms of cancellation, because remember, you have your post office box application that you filled out, but you also have the application where you filled out for the street address. So when you cancel, you need to cancel twice. And if you do a change of address, you need to do 2 change of addresses. All right. So keep those things in mind and go forth and do great things. Get that virtual address. Remember, it's only for business credit purposes. So if you want to get that because it's the cheapest way, just don't have any packages sent there. Have your packages continue to come to your house, but your mailing address can always be that street address. You can't use it on, like I said, when you're setting up your LLC on your articles of organization. You don't want to put it on things that are going to be a little bit questionable. Always use it when they ask what's your mailing address only, and you should be fine. Any questions, let me know. Put some information down below. Ask questions, respond, tell me what you guys think. Let me know your experience that you've had with them. I've of course listed my experience at the storage unit, and of course at UPS, not USPS. I am thinking about possibly switching, and if I do, I will let you guys know. But if you have, and you've had a good experience or a horrible one, please let us know so that we can share the info. All right. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that notification bell so you can be kept current. I make videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm going to try to continue to do that for throughout the rest of the year, regardless of what I have going on. I want to keep you guys educated and informed. Let's go out there and get this money, y'all. All right. Have a good one. Bye.